Nutrition coaching is probably the hardest part of being a trainer. It's trying to figure out how
Mm-hmm.
to get people to stick to that so that they can actually make the progress they
Mm-hmm.
want. Welcome to the Verse Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Shane Robert, and today we'll be talking to Danezion Mills. He's a personal trainer that we have worked with at our Verse Strong Saturday events a few times, and he's got a lot of really interesting perspectives that I think you'll all enjoy. This podcast is broken into two parts, so make sure you check out both. If you want to find out more about Verse, you can check us out at verse.fit, or if you have any questions, you can email them to podcast@verse.fit. If you have any general comments, feel free to leave them in the area below, or like, view, and subscribe.
It's already hard enough. And so like these gyms, they have these numbers in their heads on how statistically you should be getting clients and you should be having this number at this point, blah, blah, blah. And that's not necessarily it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
The idea that people are a number to me feels kind of gross. Right?
Yeah.
People are people and they need different things. And that's why if you are if you're a private mobile trainer, you have more when people see you outside, when you're training a client outside of their house, when you're training somebody at a park, when you're training someone in a van, like people see that. I had a lot of people coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're a trainer? You guys look like you're having a good time." And say you don't need to do all of the number stuff. That's so that gyms can keep their quota because they're major corporations.
Yeah.
But mobile training, private training,
Oh, yeah.
you don't have to do that whole marketing thing. Like people are gonna come up to you if you're having a good time doing your job.
Yeah.
Not even a job to me.
And people still have such weird misconceptions about trainers. And maybe they're still
Mm-hmm.
somewhat founded. I've definitely seen a lot of bad trainers. But the thing that I run into the most is this with new people that why are they getting training? Maybe their doctor told them they need to start working out, or
Mm-hmm.
they're really intimidated by the gym, whatever the case. And they come in like scared a little bit. And I've had so
Mm-hmm.
many people say, "Oh, I don't really like getting yelled at and stuff." And they say this kind of like drill sergeant view of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe it's because of like TV show, Biggest Loser, movie. I don't know where it comes from exactly,
Yeah.
but I don't know many trainers that are like that. I've had one client in all my years of training that responded well to negative reinforcement, and he was a wrestler from 4 all the way through college.
Oh
So it
yeah.
was like he was crazy to begin with. But he was like, "Come on, you got to push me. You got to like call me a piece of shit and stuff." And I was like, "I can't be
I've
standing
had one of
here
those.
doing that because people are going to hear me and think that's how I train. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to figure out something else that motivates you." And
Yeah.
in all my years,
Like.
only one person responded well to that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you are doing that as a trainer, you're probably not going to last long. And so it
Mm-hmm.
is interesting that there's still this misconception. And if you are that person who needs it, that's where, like you said, it comes in that
Mm-hmm.
individual need, and not
Yeah.
every trainer is for every person. It's like I wouldn't have that ability to effectively use negative
Mm-mm.
reinforcement drill sergeant type tactics. That's just not who I am as a person. So it's, hey, we're not going to
I
jive.
couldn't.
You can go find that trainer that's capable of
Mm-hmm.
that. That's cool. No hard feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But on that,
I
oh no, please.
no, go for it. Go
Oh,
for it.
I was just going to say on that kind of topic of individualization, I want to shift gears a little just because
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be remiss to have you here and not talk a little bit about some like nitty gritty training stuff. So
Oh,
let's, what's your personal, you with your own training? What's your training look like? Obviously, every client's a little different, so it's hard to say, I train people like this. But let's start with
mm.
you. What is a Danezion workout? He's trying to get in there and lift. What's that look like?
Oh man. So first, because I'm an athlete, I've been an athlete my whole life. I call myself an athlete. I'm taking pride in that. But so being a bigger guy growing up, there were always people that would say, "You're too big to do that." So I took pride in doing a lot of calisthenics, plyometrics, and agilities before every workout. So so I so right now what I do is I do 6 rounds of agilities. So I'll set up an agility station. So going from ladders to hurdles to a shuttle, and then I do sprints after that. Then I go to the gym and I do circuit training. Oh, I've always done circuit training by it. Like whether you're doing push, pull, whatever, as long as you're going between two exercises, you're keeping your heart rate up, you're keeping your muscles like activated. And I know with strength training, there's a timing thing. It's better to take breaks. But for me, like if I'm doing strength training, I'm not taking a break. I will take 30 minutes in between, but to build the muscle endurance. So let's say I do a push day. First thing I'm doing is I'm warming up with body weight, calisthenics. So I'm going to do push-ups. I'm going to do 25 to 30 push-ups, 4 rounds, and then I'm going to do bench dips, like 20 to 30 of those. Then I jump into a little bit of cable now because I have a shoulder. I dislocated my shoulder years ago, and now it's come back to haunt me. But I do a lot of before active.
This is as a
Like
circuit or
the
as core
movement
set?
prep I do before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'll do cat cow, and like I'll do like wipers on the wall just to open up everything, activated, warm up my tendons and all of that. But then I jump into push-ups and either do bench dips or elevated dips. It just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But what that does is that activates your chest and your triceps so that when you start into your actual workout, now you're warmed up, now you're activated, and you're not wasting, let's say you jump on a bench, you're not wasting a whole 1 or 2 sets trying to get warm. Because I see people go in there and they jump right on the bench,
Oh yeah.
the flat bench with the barbell. And I'm like, no warm up?
Yeah.
Really? What? Like you're wasting reps. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'll either go to cables because then that's the second part of it. You really get activated with you do single arm flat bench or incline cable press, so like single arm really getting activated. And then it just depends on the day. I might hit some machines if I'm feeling like I'm not activated enough, and then I do the big lifts, bench press, and I'm always comboing that with a tricep workout. So if I'm doing cable single arm press, then I'm also going to be doing single arm tricep extensions or overhead extensions. If I'm doing dumbbell incline bench, I'm going to be doing like either a curl bar or dumbbell skull crushers. And then if I'm doing flat bench, I usually just do flat bench, just depending on workout I want. I would probably just do that by itself. And then if I'm doing machines, I don't really like the machine tricep workouts.
Oh yeah.
So I just add in another dumbbell workout. So like skiers behind or single overhead. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. That's to me, usually that ends up taking me about an hour or two. If I do the agility stuff and all of that before, it's going to take me 2 hours. But usually and also once I hit 32, things slow down a little bit. But I used to do all of that in 45 minutes
Yeah.
to an hour.
I think that's really important.
Um,
Like I'll write clients a program and they'll run it for
hmm
a little while and they're like, man, these workouts, they take 2.5 hours in the gym. I'm like, dude, this is a 50-minute workout. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be
Exactly.
supersetting stuff and like doing the stuff as a circuit and
hmm
like read the notes. It says rest a minute maybe. This is not a 2.5 hour workout. Oh, this is so
hmm
much harder. Yeah, it's supposed to be hard.
That's the point,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I like a setup like that a lot. But going into my last powerlifting meet before I started dabbling more into the Olympic weightlifting, I basically took like a split. Okay, here's a chest day and all the chest stuff. Here's a leg day and all the leg stuff.
hmm
And then I said, okay, with the exception of the main movements, your squat, your bench, your deadlift, I'm going to take all that
hmm
assistance work and I'm going to swap it around. So on the bench day, I'm
mm
going to do all that assistance work for the lower body in between sets of bench and the couple of like main assistance work for bench. And then on squat day, all that bench assistance work is going to. So in between sets, it's not
Yeah.
going to really affect the main movement, but it
hmm
allows me to squeeze in a lot of work and keep my heart rate up and keep my sessions relatively
Yeah.
short and still get in all that extra work that I need for hypertrophy and strength development, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that style of
Mm-hmm.
training. It just feels so much better. I don't know how people do this, like do a set, rest like 5 to 10 minutes. You see some people, 10 minutes to me, a 10-minute rest
Mm.
for anything except bleeding out of your
Insane.
eyeballs max deadlift is you're done working out. 10 minutes, your workout's over. You
Yeah.
haven't done anything.
You're cold.
Yeah,
Now you're gonna go back into a cold muscle? No, there's no way.
that's crazy.
If it takes me more than 3 minutes to lift another weight, then I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah,
I should not be doing it. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's I see it all the time. I see guys in there every day, in the gym, and they're always like, "Man, I want to look like you." All right, come work out. And they're like, "Man, this is exhausting." I'm like, "But you're in here every day. You should be able to keep up, but you're not working out. You're in here, but you're not working out efficiently.
yeah,
You have an aesthetic, but you don't have the muscle to back it up. You don't have the endurance to back it up because you come to the gym for social, which is great. I love being social in the gym. But as soon as you start impacting my workout, I got to cut you off and throw my headphones on.
yeah,
And it's not me being mean. I'll check in with you once I take them off, but I got to keep my heart rate up
yeah,
because especially for somebody my size and with my build, like I'm a mesomorph. I'm muscular, but I also carry a lot of weight. In order for me to consistently burn, my heart rate has to be up.
yeah,
As soon as it drops down below that 65% level, I it, it ruins it for me. I'm not getting an effective workout, which is why I always do agilities and plyos and all of that before. I'll do 10 minutes on a treadmill, which I forgot to mention. First thing I do after I do my like warm-ups is I do 10 minutes on the treadmill. That jumps my heart rate up. So that way, once I jump into my agilities and plyos and calisthenics, my heart rate is in and around 75 to 85%.
Mhm.
To make sure I don't burn into my muscle, I do a high intensity, like 40 seconds on, 30 seconds off, which I love and I believe in so much because like that's anytime I look and feel my best is when I'm doing high intensity training. So by the time I'm done with that, I'm ready to do uh, circuit lifting, so that my heart rate stays here
yeah,
because I did all that work to get it here. And as soon as it starts dropping, it does me no good because I'm not trying to build muscle. I have muscle. As a mesomorph, I'm always going to have muscle. And because I started doing this at such a young age, unless I just become a long distance runner, which
yeah,
it's just not for me, then I need to have that method because the only way that I'm going to have a lean muscle mass, where I look and and I have the muscle to back it up and the stamina is if I work out with that method. And it's different for everybody. Like I see the high metabolism, what I think
that's
they're
me.
ectomorph,
Yeah,
like, yeah, and it's harder to put on muscle. So it's like you have to lift heavy
yeah,
and consistently and eat a lot.
yep,
And that's what I always see with people, especially with training, is like when they train all of their clients the same, it's like you're ignoring their body type
yeah,
and how their heart rate processes their ATP.
hmm,
Like some people process it a lot slower. You have to boost their heart rate, not just put them on a bench and have them lift. If they're trying to lose
yeah,
weight and you're not doing a functional or somewhat of a high intensity workout and then you're not telling them, all right, you need to stop doing this as much, they're never going to lose the weight.
yeah, totally.
And also it's on them to actually do it too, because that's another thing.
Yeah. I think that's nutrition coaching and compliance is probably the hardest part of being a trainer. Is trying to figure out how
Mm-hmm.
to get people to stick to that so that they can actually make the progress they
Mm-hmm.
want. Yeah, that's the training part is pretty easy, honestly, like in the end,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just
Oh
about
yeah.
getting a stimulus to the muscle, all that other stuff, the psychology and stuff. That's where
Mm-hmm.
you really have to figure out what works for each individual person. So now let's say you get someone 30-year-old guy. Maybe he
Mm-hmm.
played sports as a kid, but
Mm-hmm.
hasn't really been particularly active for the last decade or so. And he goes, I want to get strong. Let's say like
Mm.
maybe he wants to do a powerlifting meet at the end of the year or something.
Oh, okay.
How is that training going to look like? What do you have a preferred kind of method that you use for someone like that's
Hmm.
classic linear periodization or something else, like maybe
Yeah.
something that you learned in at the Texas powerlifting and stuff?
Honestly, it's just I'm like, all right, we're gonna be lifting. We're gonna start with single arm lifts pretty consistently for the. We're gonna do body weight to build in activation and endurance because you should be doing that before you do any sort of lift meet anyway. You should be activating your muscles with body weight, warming up. Then we're gonna do single arm because when you get strong with one arm or one arm individually or both arms individually, you're a lot stronger when they're what a lot of people ignore is the quality of doing single arm, single leg workouts. When you can press 120 pounds on a dumbbell, you could pretty consistently knock out 225 about 12 times.
Yeah.
Which it would take some time to get up to that point, but that's essentially it's going to be a lot of, and then we're going to tap on we're going to tap on those power lift. We're going to do deadlifts. We're going to work on, but it's going to be form. A lot of it is I'm not going to give you. We're not going to do a deadlift with a bunch of weight on it until your form is like excellent, because that's going to be the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who fails when their muscles get,
Oh yeah.
because a lot of there's muscle and then there's skilled muscle, there's technical muscle, there's trained muscle, there's that world where you see this guy who looks bigger than you. Like I've seen guys who are like 2 times smaller than me lifts 2 times more than me.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
there's that guy. I don't know if you've seen that guy on Instagram where he like goes to the gym and he like plays as a janitor or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and you'll see these guys lifting heavy and they're like, all right, bro, don't hurt yourself. And he just lifts it up
Like it's
like
nothing.
that.
Like it's an
It's
empty barbell.
like it's
Yeah.
nothing. And they're like, they've been struggling. And it's like that's possible because he has proper technique. He's
Yeah.
built that strength over time. And there's a difference between strength and building muscle. And a lot of people think, oh, I have to build muscle. No, you can build strength without
Oh yeah.
building muscle. You just have to lift heavy.
Yeah.
You have to lift heavier every single time. So progression would be we start off with a warm up where you do about 70, or sorry, not 75, 25% of your max 20 times. Let's say we're doing a bench press. So I would say, all right, if you're max out at 225, we're going to throw 25 on. You're going to do that 20 times on each side. And then we're going to slowly increase by 10. Uh, we're going to do first 12 or 20, 15, 12, 10. Those are going to be the sets. We're going to add weight every single time. By the time we get to that last set, if you have it in you, we're going to go back to the first one and then we're going to do a burnout. So we're going to throw 225 on each side again and then we're going to do a burnout. Just because I always want to make sure that you put everything out there. Because why not burn it out and then the next time you do it, you can start a little bit more with a little bit more weight
Yeah.
because your body is now getting used to it. You're training your muscles to say, I can do more. I need to do more. And that's what I always tell my clients. You need to train your muscles to say, okay, next time I need to do more. Like the next time I do this workout, because muscles are intelligent. Like when your muscles start shaking, that means that they're getting confused because they're like, I've never done this before. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, so the next time around, and people are like, oh man, I couldn't get it. Like I was struggling, like I was shaking, I couldn't. It's like, no, you were just telling your body that for this is what you need to succeed at next time. So you're just informing your body of information your muscles of information that it didn't know before. So you'll be able to do it next time. I'm almost guarantee you because you just gave your muscles new information.
Right.
So yeah, it's all that to say, it usually starts off with unilateral single arm, single leg workouts. And then we start with the technique of deadlift. Or you said stronger. You didn't say power. Did you say
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
said powerlifting,
Powerlifting.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. whatever strength
Yeah.
sport.
So yeah, if they're training, they're like, oh, I want to do powerlifting. And so we're going to train for, we'll do the not isometric, single arm, single leg workouts. And then we're going to go into each lift. We're going to work on the technique and the form. That's the difference between you and a big dude who just throws the weight up. You know, it's eventually he's going to get,
Yeah.
eventually he doesn't work his muscle endurance because doesn't feel like he needs to,
That reminds
you
me of,
know?
did you ever watch any of the old World's Strongest Mans from like the 70s? You ever seen them on
Oh yeah.
YouTube? There was one, I don't remember what
Mm-hmm.
year, it was one of the early years, and one of the competitors was this dude named Cleve Dean. Huge, I don't know, 400, like huge dude. And he
Mm-hmm.
was really strong, but no technique at all, no endurance at all. And then they interview him and they're like, "Oh, Cleve, how'd you get so strong?" And he's, "I'm a hog farmer. And I'll tell you what, you got to wrestle 800-pound hog. It builds a lot of muscle and strength." It's, yeah, but you didn't win because like you're strong, but you don't have that technical base that
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about. And yeah, it makes me think of that. I don't know why.
No, that's exactly right. Technique beats mass every time. Like the reason why, and that's the reason why so I'm a 275-pound dude and I can do a backflip. You know,
That's awesome.
like I can do a muscle up.
Yeah.
I at my size should not be able to do those things.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that I could do that smaller guys can do that I shouldn't be able to do because I train myself that way, because I learned the technique of it. Because no matter how big you are, if you learn technique, you can accomplish, you can do it. Like you could, you could be what do they call it? A tumbler if you're a big dude.
Yeah.
I've seen some like really heavy dudes doing tumbling because they have the technique.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the same with smaller guys. It's if you want to lift like the big boys, unfortunately, you're at a disadvantage. You got to start with technique.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, when you do and you catch up to them, you're going to bypass them because they're thinking, oh, this little guy, look, I'm way bigger than him. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way he's going to win.
Yeah.
But that technique that you've been working on so consistently, they don't have that because they just get in and they get under the bar and they bench press 315 pounds. And then they do it 5 times. They put it back on the rack and then they get up, they go somewhere else, and then they just wait around and talk to people. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
But I see the little dude get under there who's been warming up for about half an hour, get under there, pick up 315 like it's nothing, knock it out a few times, rack it, wait, let their muscles calm down, and then they'll get back under and they'll knock it out. And they do about 4 rounds of that. And then they go somewhere else and then they do some posterior muscles, like they'll work on their back. It's like they put in the time and the effort to develop the technique. So they're more likely going to outwork you because they've done it this whole time of training to this point versus you just having an ego and going in and ego lifting and saying, like, oh yeah, I'm big, so I'm going to do this. And for me as a big dude, I make sure I never do that because I've seen it. Like, it's happened to me. I've seen little guys that I'm like, how did you do that? It's because they warmed up, they took their time, they trained properly, they used technique. I'm like, okay, I see. Yeah, it's such an interesting. The culture of gym life is so interesting that I've seen every shit possible. I've seen women out like have like incredible
Oh yeah.
conditioning.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've seen them outwork dudes. And I'm like, my hope for guys my size at least is that they stop taking they start taking the ego out of working out
I think that's the key
and do a
to
little more
really
technique.
making significant progress in the gym, or probably really anything in life, but especially in the gym and athletics. Like, you have to put that ego aside because it's always going to hold you
Mm-hmm.
back. Because you're never going to want to say, "Hey, you know what? Today I need to go a little lighter," or "Hey, you know what? My technique's gotten
Mm-hmm.
bad. I need to
Mm-hmm.
start focusing on that more." You're never going to be willing to do that if the ego is the central thing driving you. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to get hurt,
And
or you're going to
oh yeah.
burn out, or whatever. It's always going to be to your detriment.
And there is like you said, like there's a world in which you can say, you know what, I'm gonna take it easy today. For me, I've taken it easy for the past few months just because like burnout and realizing like I was training a lot of clients at one back to back. Plus I had private clients and plus I was acting, auditioning, like I booked some jobs and it's like the burnout is real. Like you have to take care of yourself. Like your body has and this is my experience. If you're consistent, your body has a 2-week grace period. Even if you just do some maintenance within that time, you're not going to lose everything in 2 weeks. Now it's that third week where your body's gonna be like, "Yo, what are we doing here? Are we taking a break forever? Because I could start metabolizing in a different way." But that when you're hurting, when you're tired, like you're not gonna progress if your body wants to rest.
Yeah.
Dang, I just made that up. That's a bar.
That's a shirt right there.
But yeah, right. You're not gonna progress if your body wants to rest. And there are points where like I said, I've been before the past couple of weeks, I've taken like a 3-week break because my body just needed it. Like when you've done this for so long, like I said, I've been working out since I was in the 7th grade. That's 20 years of
Yeah.
just consistent every year working out. And I look back on myself, I used to be hard on myself and be like, man, I didn't work out for a month. I didn't work out for 2 months. And I think now I'm like, what? It takes me a week to get back to my conditioning,
Yeah.
to feel my endurance. It's okay
Yeah.
because your body needs it. Like we aren't like, I mean, we are animals in a way, but we need we need that break. Our bodies need a break. Like when
Yeah.
people are like, every day, lift every day, work out every day, dude. It's yeah in concept, but that's when you get injured the most.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not resting your body, when you're constantly pushing it to level 100,
Yeah.
you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah. And I think
And I'm okay with it.
I think that's
Go ahead.
where we are different from animals. No animals out there being like, you
Right,
know what? I'm
exactly.
gonna try to jump higher today than I did yesterday. I'm gonna make myself get better. This is a pretty weird thing to push your body
Yeah.
like that. And going back to your original motto, just keep moving. Just because you're resting
hmm
doesn't mean you have to lay up on the couch all day. Go for a walk.
Right.
Like you can still be active
Exactly.
and move, and you should. That's
hmm
rest. That's a form of rest. But you don't have to
hmm
push your body to these extremes just because you're maybe addicted to working out or whatever. It's not like this either or. I'm either a lump who doesn't move all day or I'm like killing myself. Like you can find that in between space.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's the culture over time because I've watched this. Like when you were saying like, oh, I don't want to train. I'm afraid of getting a trainer because I don't want somebody to yell at me and all this stuff. And I do see that's what people see when they look on the internet, when they see all these influencer trainers or whatever. It's like, they're like intense. And I've talked to people probably similar, like clients who've been like, I don't know. I don't want that intense, like yell. I'm not going to yell at you.
Yeah.
I don't even yell at myself. Like, why would I? No, if anything, the highest pitch of my voice is going to be me doing a hidden falsetto if a good song comes on. Like we're going to be dancing, having a good time because there's no reason for that. It's like that culture it helped athletes for a time, but I also see I remember how toxic it was. Like being yelled at by my coach, that didn't feel good. That didn't motivate me. That
Yeah.
just made me feel like I wasn't up to the task and I sucked at the game, at the sport.
Yeah.
Didn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
It was like that. It felt like when I look back on it, I'm like, man, it was so toxic. Like that destroyed my confidence. It didn't help me. It didn't build me up. It
No.
tore me down. And I didn't rebuild because of it. I rebuild in spite of it because I had to teach myself how to take care of myself and be okay with, okay, I'm struggling today. Like, I don't really feel like working out. Maybe I should listen to my body, why my body is telling me I need to rest. Um, like I have felt more motivated to work out in the past 2 weeks than I have in the past year because I was at the gym every day, working. I was 7 days a week,
Yeah.
had to work out, have to show. And it's like your your body is telling you something, but what people have told our minds is you have to keep going, to keep going. You have to keep going, but go hard. And say you can keep going, but you don't have to go hard. Like you could, like you said, you can go for a walk, go
Yeah.
play tennis, go play a sport, go throw a football with a friend. Like that's active. That's movement. Like that. Like the fitness I did it, my Forever Movement fitness course I did was the way I set it up was I had agilities in between 5 bodyweight stations. In every station, so you would do an agility to the station, you would do a bodyweight. And every time you finished a round, the workout got a little more intense. So it would go from anywhere from like squats to squat jumps to lunges to jump lunges
Yeah.
for one station. So every round. And you had 16 minutes to finish. If you didn't finish, that was okay. The sort of one of my mottos, we accept all levels of fitness because it's not about finishing every time. It's about getting a little bit better every time. It's about having a goal and working toward reaching it at your own pace because you could just now be starting. It could be your first time ever like working out outside, which I had a few of. You could be a D1 level athlete and like you could be somebody who just works out every now and then or whatever. Those are so many different levels. You shouldn't think that you have to keep up with this person who's been doing this forever. The idea is for you to just have movement, to have motion. And I did that because I watched so many people get so discouraged from working out in the gym or working out with a trainer or working out with other people because they felt like they had to match their energy or they felt like they had to live up to their expectation or they felt if I don't accomplish this by the end of this workout, then I suck and they go home and then you never see them again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's because the culture of working out has been so toxic for so long that we haven't even. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I love the grit.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
like I love when me and the workout partner are going back and forth and we're like slapping each other on the shoulders and like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. But that's me. That's because I grew up in that. And that to me, it's a testosterone release,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, I get that. I get
Uh,
that. My default mode is like just max out. Just every day go.
yeah,
I have to ignore
exactly.
that. I used to train with a buddy and we had to stop because it became toxic because it was just like we were supposed to do whatever, 5 sets of 5 or something and he'd be like, let's just max out. We would enable each other way too much. I was like, this isn't working out because we're gonna end up dying. But I love that grit. That's my default, and I have to fight that a lot to just be like,
Yeah,
no, stick to the program
same.
that isn't gonna destroy you. And yeah, but I also appreciate most people don't. That's not how they operate. The thought of that is they
Hmm.
hate that. The exact opposite. If you told them that's
Oh
what you're
yeah.
gonna do, they would definitely quit.
We're doing what? Now I think I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it really it's part of it is and I think I have a mission with where I want fitness to go is I really want people to be able to do fitness the way that they want to do it, not in the way that the world tells them it has to look. The reality is we actually have a lot of unhealthy people, especially in America, and they want to, but they're too intimidated. They're too afraid because of what the world has painted gym culture or workout culture or fitness culture to look like. And it doesn't look like them.
yeah.
And I think my journey and what I want to accomplish is to show the world that fitness looks like everyone.
I love
Um,
that.
is we all are fitness in our own way, whatever makes us feel good as long as we're moving.
Hmm.
Because I've seen it grip people and take hold of them and drag them down because they got involved in fitness culture and then found out that it was toxic and it snatched them down, or they got so involved in it that when they weren't accomplishing certain things, it really hit them in a negative place. And it's the idea is just to be healthy and just to move, have motion,
Movement is medicine,
because
right?
movement is medicine. Really, I like that. Like it really is. And if there's a world where people move naturally in their own state of being, like I want to support and push that, because I was transparently like some of it is it's just some of it is toxic culture. Not for everybody, but for some people who aren't a part
Yeah.
of it. Like I said, I love the grit. Look, look. If you challenge me to a bench press, oh man, you better come with it, because I'm gonna outwork you.
Yeah.
But I had to recognize that not everyone is like that. Actually, funny enough, my wife is not a fitness person. And I learned from her. She was like, it just seems like a lot. Like, I don't want to be in a gym where it's like intense and I don't know what I'm doing. That makes me uncomfortable. I was like, why does the gym make you uncomfortable? That should be a place where like you feel
Yeah.
great. Like you go work out, you're like motivated and all this stuff. And it doesn't make me feel good. I don't want to do it. And I was like, I was so shocked. I grew up in the gym and I'm
Yeah.
like, what? What? But then the more when she said that, I started hearing more people. I started actually listening to more people. Like I probably heard it over the course of my life so many times. I don't like being in the gym. I never listened to it. But when I recognized it, when she said it, I started recognizing it and listening to it more and more. And I'm starting to realize people are afraid to go to the gym. People are afraid to work out because of the way they feel like it's supposed to look, or the way the world tells them it
Yeah.
should look.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have to look like that. It can look like whatever you want.
That's a great
Like you can
message.
do jumping. Yeah.
That's a great message.
Cause yeah.
I think we should probably shut this down. I don't want to take more of your time, but I really appreciate you jumping on this interview. It was a lot of fun. I think we'll probably do more in the
Yeah, my
future.
pleasure.
Before we
I'm
go,
super
is
down.
there anywhere people can reach out to you or check out your stuff that you want to direct them towards?
Oh yeah. My handles are Danezion Mills. That's DANEZION MILLS 52 at gmail.com on Instagram. Also Forever Movement. I don't post there as much as I used to, but I'm actually going to start again since I'm starting a 30 or a 60-day fitness journey with some friends. So I'm going to be posting on there a little bit more frequently. So that's Forever Movement _ or Forever Movement Fitness. Sorry, Forever Movement _. That's how long it's been since I used that handle. But sorry, one second. But yeah, you can find me on there. It's tagged in my Danezion Mills 52 account. Come check it out if you live in LA and you want to join a fitness community. We meet Monday through Fridays at Burbank High School in LA at 8 a.m.
That's so great. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It, encouraging some of the people today. I was like, man, like you were saying earlier, I don't get paid for this. And my buddy was like, maybe you should charge people. I was like, honestly, I just want to work out with people.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a job. I just want community because it's motivating. And I found myself slipping from my fitness because it became a job.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be a job anymore. I want it to be a passion.
I love that. If anyone's around there, I sure hope they check it out because that sounds like a great group. And thanks again for doing this, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Let's please do it again.
Yeah, thanks. All right, Danezion, I will talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Verse Fitness Podcast. I've been your host, Shane Robert. If you want to find out more about Verse, you can check us out at verse.fit. Or if you have any questions, you can email them to podcast@verse.fit. We love to do Q&A episodes. If you have any general comments, feel free to leave them in the area below or like, view, and subscribe.